Good morning. Greetings, everyone. Peace and blessings. How y'all doing today? Happy Saturday. Today is the day that Saturn rules, and Saturn is currently in Pisces with the moon and Neptune and Venus. Um, we are in some pretty intense astrology energy, and the thing that works for me is to do my spiritual practice. My spiritual practice is the cornerstone of everything in my life. I don't do anything in my life without taking it into some sort of spiritual meaning, like prayer, meditation, ritual, because that helps me anchor myself. It helps me be true to myself. It helps me heighten my intuition. The moon is in Pisces, and Pisces rules our intuition. Pisces is a water sign, like Cancer and Scorpio. Pisces is the energy of the subconscious, the imagination, the dream world. Pisces rules our feet. And so today we're going to just be talking about some of these things. So, like I was in my other practices, I show you guys that I start every morning with, doing a candle and some incense. So today the candle is blue for um, Neptune, because Neptune rules Pisces and it's the ocean. And so we really want to honor the water energies in our body, because water is the greatest force on this planet, because it's in everything. And I mean, everything is in everything, but water is conscious, it's alive. We can't live without it. It's a very important component. And then this is the fire. Fire is also an aspect of us that's very important. Fire is our spirit, our soul. And here's my aunt. She's coming to get in. She wants to see it too. She's like, I want to play. Um, and so all of the elements, fire, air, water, earth, are aspects of ourselves. So here's my coal, and so I'm going to just torch it. And, just giving thanks for the day, thanks for my health, my family, that everyone's blessed in my life. My son is turning 18. I have an 18-year-old, which is pretty profound. But this is the time for me to really come into sacred communion with the creations in my life. 18. My son is turning 18. And so today, because of Saturn, I'm going to use myrrh. So this is myrrh resin, and I'm going to just put that on the coal. And because of the moon in Pisces, I have some fresh mugwort, that I got on a hike. I have a friend that I hike with. We hike a couple of times a month. And so the mugwort is to open up the subconscious. The myrrh is cleansing. Thank you. The myrrh is cleansing. And so I just gonna keep those things there, and then like just giving thanks, like honoring my day, my body. I'm so grateful for that I'm healthy. I'm so grateful that I'm happy. Like I'm really happy right now, which is um a strong thing to say as a Virgo. Happiness is not necessarily an aspect of my own reality that I experience often, but it's something that's happening right now. So I'm grateful for it, and I'll take it. I'm also grateful when I am having challenges, like I like to be, I do my best to try to be grateful for all of it, because that's one of the things about, as an astrologer, Pisces is, in astrology, we say Pisces is the sign of troubles, because Pisces was where everything comes. Everything, Pisces is a culmination of all the previous signs. And so I have a Pisces rising, and I have had to really learn how to navigate strong emotions of fear and sadness, despair. I've also had to learn how to navigate, because Jupiter rules Pisces, strong emotions of positivity. of, expansion and blessings and happiness and glee, and learning how to, there's this idea like, we want to be happy, but everything, emotions are, learning to master emotions are very important, and whether they're good ones or bad ones, or what we call good or bad, because there really is no good and bad. There's just the emotion, the feeling, right, and the story we're telling about it. So one of the things that I do is I do practices in my body that make me uncomfortable, that allow me to be with experiences that are painful, so that when painful experiences come, I am not at odds with it. I have a frequency that I've already cultivated in my body that allows me to be with the painful things. I've seen, in my spiritual work, there are people who've done practices where they take a little bit of poison every day, so that if they ever encounter poison, that it doesn't kill them. And so that's the same way I deal with pain. So Pisces rules our feet, you all. And the feet are a core. I mean, as you know, right? Like, you stand, you walk, the feet are everything. So one of the things that I like to do with my feet, I'm really a foot person. I really am. And I like to really exercise my feet. And one of the things that I do as an exercise for my feet, which is really quite uncomfortable, honestly, is let me I get on I sit on my toes like this. And with my toe, and when I tell you, this hurts like nobody's business. But the thing about it is that the feet have all of the nerves and the fascia connections in them. And so when I do this and breathe into it and tighten my perineum, which is your P area, it really opens up my body in this interesting way. And so that's just one of the things that I do. And I do it every single day. Every day I do this exercise to open my feet up, because as a Pisces rising, I want to keep myself open and receptive. And oh my God, this tea is amazing. As a Pisces rising, I want to keep myself open and receptive, um and able to, like, your feet, so when you walk on the ground, like, so I go and I walk on the ground. I don't do it daily, but in the summertime I do. But when I walk on the ground, like, you are connecting to the energy of the earth. And so you want to open those portals in your body so that they are receptive to the energy, so that you can become a conduit, a vessel for energy to flow. Another thing I do with my feet, this is a really hard little ball. And let's bring this back down. And so I just stand on it. It's, ooh, look, goodness gracious. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. And just roll it through both feet, especially. But this is another way to open up the energy systems in the feet, and to make yourself more flexible, more fluid. Whoo, that hurts, you all. And you can get, I told you guys I have an Amazon list where you can get all the things that I have on the list that I use on a regular basis to support. Because what we're doing as we follow the nodes of the moon, and the North Node is in Pisces, we are making ourselves more available to the spiritual realm. But it's through the body. Yes, we need meditation, and yes, we need prayer and all manner of rituals. But the practicality of getting in your body is the key. So all those things that we do that are theoretical, and they're necessary, but this body piece is a very powerful component. Okay, so another thing that I do with my feet is I use these bands. to strengthen. Let's see if I can make sure. And I'm not the kind of girl that does toenail. I don't do pedicures and stuff like that. I find that to be, sometimes I do it, but it's just not me. So, and then I just stretch. And this stretches the muscles all the way the through the feet here and up and down. Because here's the thing, as we mature, you all, like, I have been very fortunate to, I'm very healthy. I'm very grateful for that too. I have not had any health challenges, honestly. Um, and I have always taken care of myself. I have always been someone who is conscious about my life, my body, my emotions. And I've always been somebody who made really ridiculous choices that did a lot of emotional challenge in my life. So as I have been someone who's very conscious of my body and health, I have also been somebody who's naive and gotten myself involved in things that once I got there, it was like, oh, this is not what I thought. This is not what I thought. Like, I've been sort of delusional. That's sort of a Pisces rising thing. And so I've had to learn. I've had to learn how to protect myself. And as the Pisces energy, the spiritual energy, me or all of us, when we interact with the spiritual energy, we are creating a power of protection around us, within us. And when you do the exercises and the practices, recognizing that there's something greater going on beyond the ego, right? Like exercising, there was a time when I would exercise to have my body be a certain size. Now that doesn't matter to me anymore because I really understand that my body is a vessel. And so everything I do is to make the vessel receptive for the spirit. Make the vessel receptive for the spirit. Make the vessel receptive for the fire of spirit that is within me. And how do I make this vessel receptive? For me, it's by following the sun and honoring the elements and honoring the moon and my feelings and all of that, and understanding that I'm a part of something greater. And the more that I do that, the more that I begin to experience the magic, my intuition grows. Signs and synchronicities are showing up constantly, but it is because of this devotion. And that is the energy of Pisces. How do we activate the spirituality? Through devotion. And you can do that your way, because it's really about your intention. I have a 6th house stellium, so I have to do things on a daily basis practically that helps me stay in my spiritual consciousness. And if I don't do them, I can be very earthbound. Like I can be very captivated by the earth realm. So I must do things that help me stay in the awareness of spirit. So I burn candles and incense and all of that sort of stuff. But that stuff is not necessary. It's just for me because I know what I need to get myself there, right? And it's important for you to discover what you need to get yourself there, and then what will keep you there. What will keep you there? Another thing that I do is I have my upside down. And I do this daily for 3.5 minutes. I don't really do it daily. I'm supposed to do it daily, but I don't do it daily. And it is just this. And it feels so good to pull your feet above your head and to allow the blood to come all the way down.
I'm not going to stay here for 3.5 minutes since I'm live with you all right now, but this practice is it's just amazing for the body. And in order for us to make our vessel a ready place for source, for spirit, we have to do practices that allow us to get there and allow us to stay there. Nice. So, um, other things like stretching and massages, like massaging my feet. I massage my feet regularly. I go get foot massages. Like I will go get an hour-long foot massage for real and just be sitting there like for a whole hour with somebody rubbing my feet and my calves. Um, and understanding to honor the body like it is a temple. And it's growing up as a Christian, I used to hear this language and it always felt very exclusive. It felt very much like you're good if you do this. This is not that. This is not about who's good or better. This is about finding your path to the divine within you. I'm sharing my way with you. My way. My way could look like somebody else's way, but everyone's way is unique. Everyone has a different key that allows them to enter the spiritual realm. Everyone does. And the reason I know that everyone does is because I look at the astrology and the natal charts and I see how everyone is different. I have a client that I'm working with right now who's dealt with um, migraines his entire life. And we met last week and he was telling me that he had a migraine and, he's like a very grown man, like 40s or, 40 something. And so I was like looking at his chart and I was like, well, what day did you have the migraine on? And I looked at the chart and he had the migraine on a day when the moon was in a square to his sun. And so that lets me know that he's having migraines because he's out of alignment with himself inside somewhere. And he's out of alignment with his feminine energy. His feminine energy is feeling suppressed. So it creates this tension in his body. And then yesterday he texted me, which is a week later, and he's like, I had a migraine again. And I looked at the moon, and the moon is now in Pisces. And he's having a migraine where the moon is where his sun is. So it's a real clear understanding for me of that he is doing something in his system that is where his feminine and his masculine energies are deeply misaligned. And so that means that what he feels and what he's actually doing are at odds with one another. He's doing things that he actually doesn't really want to do. He's participating in life in some way that really is not, like he's forcing himself. And so it's creating migraines. And this is how, the astrology allows me to see how people are meant to function. It's like you're a dog functioning like a monkey, but how is a monkey meant to function? So your astrology, your natal chart allows me to see, and any astrologer likely to see how you best function to assist you in coming out of what we call like the conditioned or the matrix behaviors. And those are the behaviors that are taking us to illness and depression and sadness because we're functioning out of our natural way of being, out of our natural way of being. And, when the thing that I love about this is that where he might go to, and historically my client might have gone to the doctor to get migraine medicine, but because we understand that there's something internal going on, it's like there's a herb for that. There's natural medicine for that that can assist you in dealing with this emotional thing that you're suppressing so that it can be released, and then you can move into another way of being. It's all so magical, you all. Like I just love it so much, and I am really always excited to share with you all. So, if you are interested and you want the Amazon list of the things, like the ball and the strength rubber bands and the herbs and things that we're using to help the body detox. We're using black walnut um, and we're using the wild yam to help us get our hormones in balance, um, and iodine, because most of us are iodine deficient, right? Like all these things are things that we don't think about when we think about spirituality. But if you aren't really able to take care of your body and find and take care of your body and harmonize yourself with your nervous system, your energy will always be running hot or cold. You will always have some sort of internal distress going on that has you outside of your natural way of being. And then you can't really heal. You can't really ascend out of the lower chakras, which is the lower area, through the heart and into the higher realms. You won't be able to get to the higher realms if you are not doing some sort of practices to help you get there, to help you identify. So these are tools that can help as we do this work. And if you want to book a coaching session, natal chart readings, any of that, you can do that at my website, healwithmoonmama.com. So today we are working with Pisces energy. This is the last day that the moon is going to be in Pisces before it goes to Aries. We just had a new moon in Aquarius. So now the light of the moon is growing, it is expanding, because we're going to have a full moon in Leo in about a week and a half. So take this energy today and like rest. This is really a good day to rest, honestly. This is a day not to overdo it, to do too, or to be at home, right? Or do things in the home, do things that your home needs. So like I'll be today in my home cleaning and organizing, not out and about, right? Because if we're out and about on a day like today, we're going to really pick up a lot of everyone else's energy. And there's a real tension out in the world right now. Like people are having a challenging time because of what's going on in the world and what's going on in the country. And so the thing to do is protect yourself. Don't listen to the news, turn it off, because we're very vulnerable right now. And what I want you guys to know is that the United States of America, as we have known it, is over. It's never coming back. Never, 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 ever, ever, ever coming back, right? And so what does that mean for you is what the question is. What does that mean for you? What are the things you need to do to make sure that you feel comfortable and safe and, you know, alive in your own world and able to experience joy and live your life peacefully? What does it mean? Just turn the stuff off. When I started to realize that what was going on politically had nothing to do with me, like it literally had nothing, like I was up in arms, I was angry because of all these things, and then I started looking at my own private life and I was like, none of this stuff is happening in my life. Like this is all stuff that I'm just plugged into. And when I unplugged, my life entirely changed. So just determine what is valuable for you. What is worth your time, energy, and attention? And what is it garnering? Wherever you're putting your time, energy, and attention, what is it bringing into your life? Is it making you more peaceful? Is it making you happier? Is it making you stressed? Is it making your blood pressure high? If it's doing those kinds of things, then maybe consider letting it go. Or if you're somebody who's able to alchemize it by being in prayer about it. So if when I listen to things and if it's stressful or I see people going through things, like I pray. So when I heard that they're saying that President Trump has cut off all of the social services, Social Security and food stamps and all that. So immediately I move into prayer for abundance and for people's needs to be met and for people to realize that there's more to them, that the universe is abundant and that the universe wants their needs to be met and taken care of. And so my prayer, stop it, my aunt. My prayer is that people begin to discover more of who they are so that they can access the power within them to be who they're here to be, so that they are not looking outside of them for resources that are actually within, because that's the world that we live in. Everything is within us. And that's why I'm teaching this, so that we start going inside and not out. My aunt, stop it. You guys know that my cat follows me around my house everywhere, literally everywhere I am. Everywhere I am, she is following. She is literally underfoot. If I'm in the bathroom, if I'm getting water, the only place she doesn't is because she can't go in the kitchen. So that's the rule. You can't go in the kitchen. So she doesn't follow me there. But any other time, she is literally tracking me. Does anybody else have a cat that does this? That is constantly tracking them? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, all right, you all. Have a really beautiful day today. And then she's gonna put her paws in my face. The other day I had some water out on the floor and she came and put her paw in it. I was like, okay, have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, you need any support, you need the Amazon list, send me a message. Send me a message with your email in it, and I'll send you the Amazon list. And you can just begin to get the things slowly. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. Have a really beautiful Saturday. Bye bye.